comedy. It's out of my mind.
Welcome to the Manolo pod number 27. We have, as always, a very special fucking show today.
Oh.
We're here with two of my favorite people to be here with. One of them is, you know him, he's a comedian, stand-up comic, genius, entrepreneur, whatever he wants to be. He is Robert Thompson. How are you,
Thank
sir?
you. I'd love to be a genius. That was very complimentary. It's very beautiful to be here, and it's beautiful to be seated next to Randy.
Can you introduce our friend, please?
The man, the myth, the legend, rockin', rootin' tootin', Randy Madden, up in the house. What's up, Randy?
What is going on? Yeah, baby. Okay. Everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
Life is great.
It is great.
It's the holly jolly holidays, right?
Fuck it.
It is great. You know what? It's very hard. It's very hard to feel the greatness, the good in life without feeling a little bit of the bad or a lot of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can talk about that in a moment. But speaking of bad, did you get a warning? What is that?
That's fucking to clean the bathroom.
No, eso. Verde.
Oh, I thought the blue thing.
No.
Yes, I got another warning here at our studio that they want to tow my shit away, my car again. Fuck. And Ross told me that there wasn't a problem, but apparently there is.
Which
it's after
one?
5, right?
Yeah, en la noche está bien, pero en el día no bueno.
Shit, barely. And Randy told me, yo, you gotta go and move your car.
Bro, and this guy was like, I want to shower, shit, and shave. I'm gonna take care of business, baby, boom. And I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't push your luck there, buddy. And he goes outside.
Thank you.
Thank
you for that one. Thank you for that one.
So we just came back from
Pat Lorraine's. Yeah, legendary spot.
Very famous place in Eagle Rock where they filmed Quentin Tarantino's first movie.
Reservoir Dogs.
It's his first movie as a director, right? He was involved in movies before, wasn't he?
A little bit. He did some
True Romance,
low budget.
Wasn't it?
No, True Romance was a little bit after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he did stuff on his own.
So is this his first Hollywood thing?
That's his first legit Hollywood film.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
He did some other thing called My Best Friend's Birthday, which is 30 minutes, and it's with his films. He's coming out. It's like his film school, basically.
Okay, so today, that was fun. The food was great. I thought the atmosphere was one. It's it used to be back in the day in 1972. We said, right? And the guy say, in the earlier.
That it was actually a Mexican restaurant.
It was a straight up Panchitos Mexican restaurant before it ever became Pat and Lorraine's.
Oh, really? Wait,
I think you were taking a dump when he came.
Panchitos. They still have one of the original seats actually there at the bar.
Oh, really?
And the guy was telling us, we looked at the menu, and outside it says traditional American breakfast spot or whatever. And I'm like, okay, but the menu was very Mexicano, no?
Yeah, no. And as soon as I walked in, I went Mexico?
Yeah,
you get that feel.
With the American breakfast platter, you had the option of getting toast or rice and beans. It's eggs, bacon, hash browns, rice or beans. It's potatoes. I'm like, rice and beans? That's not an American.
No, and you didn't see that other plate. They had a typical American apple pie, right? Okay, cool. American apple pie. But you got the option to either get some bacon or deported. So I'm like, Mexican. It's Mexican.
What? I didn't get it.
You got it.
He made a deportation joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Illegal Mexican joke.
So Pat and Lorraine's, was Pat Pachito before?
Panchito. Yeah.
Panchito.
No, Panchito.
Oh, okay.
Which is what they call Francisco's for short. Like Frank.
That's like a Frank.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was a cool spot. We sat in the actual table
that they filmed the movie.
Filmed the little scene that they did where they talked about Madonna and what was Mike Tyson? What was Like a Virgin about and all this stuff? And they said some really vulgar stuff in that scene, and we didn't really go there, but yeah, we had some fun with it.
Yeah, we recreated it. You'll see.
Yeah.
But that was cool to be in. Just like a classic film. I mean, that's a legendary scene.
But that's what LA is all about. I mean, this is the film mecca of the world. I mean, so many movies have been filmed here, and you can just drive right down the street. There's also another scene in Reservoir Dogs that was filmed in Eagle Rock as well. We didn't go anywhere.
Which one?
It was
Which
just
scene?
like by the train tracks.
Oh.
I mean, Ross. You know Ross. Everyone know Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah,
course.
dude.
Roscoe Soul Train. Shout
Roscoe
out.
Soul
The
Train.
man.
Woo woo. He always says every time we walk by these train tracks, he always tells me, "This is where they filmed Reservoir Dogs, right there in that alley, that one scene with the." And I'm like, okay.
I guess.
So I guess
right?
they must have filmed pretty locally in the Eagle Rock area.
That's great, man.
Yeah,
That's
I just
fucking awesome.
I saw that there was like I had a list of filming locations, and they said one was Reservoir Dogs. I wonder if that's the one that you're talking about. Oh, Pulp Fiction Junkyard. That's in Sun Valley. Okay, well, close enough. That's pretty close.
The It's Pat girl is the daughter of the owner of that. Plays the daughter of the owner of that junkyard.
Really?
Yeah,
And she dated Quentin
Mr. Wolf.
Tarantino.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, so she's there, and she supposedly goes on a dinner with Mr. Wolf after that. Say
wow.
goodbye, Lorraine. Goodbye, Lorraine, or whatever her name was.
In
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Okay.
That's crazy.
The young yard.
Yeah.
They dispose of the vehicle where the guy with the shot off head.
Yeah.
I always get, unfortunately, I get Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction mixed up sometimes. Go ahead, shoot me now. I don't care.
No, I bet a lot of us.
And I'll tell you
Yeah.
why,
I bet
a lot of
because
us
there
do.
was that scene where he was like, what did he say? Anyway, when the guy and the girl were in the diner, and then he was like,
Honey Bunny?
Hey, Honey Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, what did he call the waiter?
Oh,
He's like, hey, conserve, or
yeah.
I forget it. It was a name.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Anyway,
Concierge? No.
something like that. I forget. It sucks because Ross and I did that skit a long time ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it was Honey Bunny and Pumpkin, right? Was it
Something like
Pumpkin?
that.
Yeah.
But so they were at the diner, but that was Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's done a lot of movies with diner scenes. I think that's
Totally.
like kind of like his thing. That and Feet. I think was
Oh,
the-
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
Tarantino.
Pulp Fiction as well.
Feet
oh,
fetish.
he's one of
Yeah.
those guys.
You didn't
Yeah.
notice?
No, I didn't notice.
Dude, Death Proof.
until
Oh
you say
man,
that.
there's some juicy feet scenes in that picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's one of his signatures. Diners. Yeah.
So okay. So here's this weird question. Like people that I guess you guys wouldn't know, but what do you think? Like there's cute feet, which we can say like that's cute because it's probably clean and has a pedicure or whatever.
my God.
But what happens if he sees like with some athlete's food?
I don't know, man.
What
He's
happens? Do you think-
he's looking at chicks' sexy feet.
But they
his
gotta
thing.
be sexy. I guess that's my
I
question.
think that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
I
gonna
don't-
want buns and
He wouldn't want my
Who knows?
fucking feet.
No.
There's people who like different types of girls. And
they
it's
might
still
like
a
the
girl at the end
realness.
of the
Okay,
day.
so let's not talk about feet. 'Cause I don't think anyone wants to talk about feet.
I was kind
You'll
of
be
getting
surprised.
excited here.
Okay,
but,
there's got to be a couple of people in the comments that are going to say more feet, please. Everyone's
The pot was going great
Is everyone
until-
wearing
yeah.
socks?
yeah, got my Wolverines on.
So let's kind of talk about. Let's go around the table a little bit and let's talk about cool spots. Like what, Manolo? What is like one of your favorite spots that you've like a movie
That I've been?
that you've been to? Yeah, I mean we can talk about multiple.
Yeah.
We can talk about multiple like location scouts and places that they filmed in Hollywood and places they filmed in Tijuana and all that kind of stuff. But you must have like a personal place that you have been to before. Oh shit, I got it really weird.
I've got a good one too.
I got a
just
bunch
thought of
of
two
weird
of them. I'm
ones.
gonna write that down.
Well,
yeah.
well, look, in TJ, I guess it's most famously known for Titanic, correct? Titanic was filmed in Rosarito.
What?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Like when they're docked and stuff, or
All the water scenes, they even have
Rosarito.
like a big ass boat. It's called Popotla. It's like 10 minutes out of Rosarito. It's actually between TJ and Rosarito.
Oh.
Through the scenic road.
I didn't know.
If you guys haven't taken the scenic road, it sounds dumb, but it's like fucking being in Cannes, France. The scenic road is one of the best scenic roads,
Wow.
probably
Yeah.
in the world. It's really
Yeah.
fucking
From Rosarito
pretty.
to TJ.
From Rosarito
I think my
to TJ.
boys
all the
and
way to
I.
Ensenada. All the way to Ensenada is fucking sick.
I think my boys and I ride that down thing because
Probably.
there's this thing called the El Diablo ride. It happens every 2 years. And it's-
Ride?
Ride with the motorcycles.
Oh, okay.
So we take our motorcycles from Los Angeles to Mexico, and we drive all the way down to San Felipe.
Oh yeah, then you took it. You got to detour a little bit because San Felipe is actually on the Gulf of Baja California.
Yeah.
You know, and then Ensenada is on what we have right here.
Yeah.
So it's like
Pacific.
a beautiful stretch.
So Rosarito is right across the border, basically. Yeah.
Like
Ish.
Without traffic,
30
you
minutes.
would make 25 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
without. Right now, you'll make an hour.
So you're saying between Rosarito and TJ, you know that they filmed the Titanic there,
They filmed the Titanic there.
and that was like amazing for you. Like, what's?
Well, I was young. I actually auditioned as an extra.
Oh my god!
really?
Got a part as an extra. Did not go. I got drunk or whatever. And all my friends went. There's a bunch of Mexicans dressed in British attire, fucking falling out of.
Because they're in Ireland, right? Supposedly,
someplace,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's that Italian guy that could, in the movie, like, I just watched Titanic the other day again. Yeah, my friend is a
I can't watch
filmmaker. They're all amped because James Cameron has a new movie coming out. And James Cameron is one of the best.
Yes.
For some reason, he's chosen to do Avatar for the end of. That's all he'll do.
Top five Hollywood
but
directors.
Titanic,
Hollywood.
Didn't he also do Almost Famous?
No,
that
Terminator
was-
2, freaking.
No, Almost Famous was that writer guy, Cameron.
Oh, Cameron Crowe, maybe.
Cameron Crowe.
Yeah, I think so. Right?
James Cameron
Not
Crowe.
James.
No,
No.
but yeah, Cameron Crowe. You're right. Yeah. Who's also a great filmmaker. But I mean, dude, fuck it. There's endless amounts of movies that we've seen, but Titanic is like, that was the highest grossing movie. It's an epic. Watching
Filmed
it
in
again, it made
Rosarito.
me appreciate it again, though. I'm like, you know, what?
Most of it.
Yeah,
Filmed in Rosarito.
it's. I
That's
see
crazy,
why.
right?
Yeah.
Well, they actually opened up studios there due to that movie. It's Fox Exploration, which is from Fox, and it's still open, and they do film movies.
Probably Disney stuff now because Disney owns it.
Probably,
Yeah.
but they also did that Commander in Chief. I don't know the guy who played Gladiator,
Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe.
He did that movie where he was like a captain of a ship.
Oh yeah,
That was filmed there as well.
Oh shoot. Okay. Wow.
that's a good
Dude.
one.
So I guess when they film like sea stuff, that's one of the options.
And it
that
started
Hollywood
with
has.
Titanic.
Started with
And
Titanic.
you auditioned to be an extra in it.
Yeah, I did.
That's
And
wild.
most of my friends got him because it was like, I don't know, like 15 of our friends from Playas, which
Yeah.
is 10 minutes from there.
Can you see any of your friends
Yeah,
in the
can
movie?
you see anyone in it? Kind of.
Or is this
or-
kind of far
I'll
away?
be honest with you, I only saw it once, and I think I didn't finish it.
Oh,
Like that. I
you
would,
didn't
I
even
would
see the
go
boob
it.
part? Oh man, you're missing out, dude.
Where he draws it, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty hot.
It is, man. It's a romantic film, but dude,
I can't believe that in the Titanic that you're talking about is that I mean, it was so wild how that whole thing, it was like, they were talking, it's, the unsinkable ship, and it's like,
Yep. It was built up to be indestructible. Like
Indestructible.
It was in the movie.
oh my God.
Oh, sorry. I got all excited too.
I know, I get really excited too. So the Titanic, I forget. So how can I say this? There's like a conspiracy
theory? Yeah, I was going to talk
Yeah.
about that too.
that it was a different ship or something like that.
Well, the conspiracy theory that I've heard is that that Titanic was specifically built, but I don't know if some of the families, like from Rockefellers to the people that invented like the federal bank,
Right.
Because there was another family before that didn't want to go through the federal bank. It was just like some families that had all the money, something like that. I don't know the names, but supposedly that ship was built for that. All the families were going to go on it because it's the most exclusive or whatever. And they ended up backing out. All the families except one, the one that they wanted to whack, right? Supposedly that's the conspiracy.
So it was like
theory.
a hit almost.
Sound like that.
Okay, but then the other thing I heard that they changed the name of the ship, something like that. It was like the Titanic is still. I mean, let me look it up. But Robert, you talk about your.
Well, it's fun. Titanic though, rewatching it, I loved. They show how this is part of the story, how they hit the iceberg, and the two guys are supposed to be watching out are too busy watching Rose and Jack, Kate Winslet and Leo making they're busy watching them and hey, look at that over there, and they're seeing them and oh man, there's romance in the air. Oh fucking iceberg. Whoa shit. That's how they played out in the movie. I don't know if that's, but what's wild though, in actuality, supposedly there's accounts of the band actually they did play till their demise with the ship. The captain stayed with the ship to fucking die with the ship, and so did the guy who built it. The guy that's all tripping out. I don't know if you got that far when you watched it, but in the movie they show him and he's just
fucking, I'm going down with it.
Yeah, because he feels fucking terrible because the ship was hyped as this like great, nothing can stop this. This is the future of ships, of cruise ship, all that stuff. It was the beginning of all that. But he,
I got a question. Was it built differently, or it just fucking happened to crash?
It was built differently, but
most of it. The thing was that it was humongous, right?
Yeah, it was big, and yeah, the crazy thing about that is more people in the, like, I guess the movie doesn't show as much, but there was way more people, wealthy people especially, that didn't want to hear them out. They're like, no, this is because it was hyped so much as like it was advertised that this ship could last through anything. And so people were like, fuck off, I don't need to listen to what, there's something going on outside. So people stayed and more people died because they were being arrogant.
Oh, yeah, okay. This isn't gonna sink.
Yeah, and they show that in the movie too. There's some like drunk old guys that are like, wait, what? And they're like all confused because they were trying to get them to come out, but they wouldn't listen because they're just rich people that just fuck off, and so
you're talking about J.C. Morgan.
Okay. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Which is like a big bank, that they say that's a conspiracy, but they also say that the Titanic wasn't the ship that actually sank. There was a cheaper ship called the Olympic.
Okay.
And what they did was they just took the name Olympic off of the side and put Titanic on it. But they're saying that the actual Titanic, that ship, never sank.
So where is it at?
I mean, it was always there. It was, there's multiple big ships built back in those days.
Uh-huh.
So they said that there was this problematic ship called the Olympic, and that the conspiracy, I guess, is that the Olympic had prolific failures, et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't as built as strong as the Titanic, but they looked exactly the same.
And why would they want to trade that name?
I don't know. That's what they're saying. There's conspiracy kind of a thing.
Yeah, because
they're saying they took the name. They took the name Olympic off the ship.
Yeah, and put Titanic.
And put Titanic.
Yeah. But what?
And the Titanic still remained.
The Y, right? The Y, like on the JC or Morgan. The Y is because they wanted to whack this family or kill this family or like a hit. So
but listen. I mean,
it's conspiracy theory at the end, right?
The conspiracy theories are just kind of like crazy. You can spin them 100,000 million times around and around. But
the Earth is flat. So
yeah,
we all can agree.
Yeah, and 9/11 never happened.
Yeah,
and or it was CGI when CGI really wasn't back in the day.
Yeah,
they have a plane go into a building, but it wasn't a plane. I mean, I don't like conspiracy theories. So we can do that another day.
Yeah.
Okay? Because, but I'm not a guy. I'm not the guy.
What you do know is I remember you telling me this. You actually got to be where they filmed Easy Rider, right, in Louisiana. That was a spot that you've been by.
Yeah, so yours is Titanic. You talked a little bit about that. You want to talk a little bit more? Are you good?
No, I'm good, but I got another one. And TJ, they might surprise you, but go ahead.
Okay, so we'll do this. You, me, Robert. You, me, Robert, and
Robert.
That sounds good.
Let's do it, Robert.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. So my all-time favorite movie is Easy Rider. Okay, it's this movie from back in 1969, and it's about freedom, and it's so crazy. Imagine this, okay, and translate in Spanish to this, okay, por favor. So, trying to find freedom in America.
Trying to find freedom in America. Personal freedom?
Yeah.
I get that.
That movie was like a big
But say it in
point.
Spanish.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah. Tratando de encontrar libertad en América.
So isn't that a crazy idea? Trying to find freedom in America. So this is 1969. So this movie is about two dudes who get on their motorcycles and want to drive across country to Mardi Gras and have a party because they just sold a whole bunch of cocaine to some guys down in Tijuana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Yes, it's a great
legendary movie.
I know, and that actor that died that nobody knows that died?
Dennis Hopper?
Dennis Hopper, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I mean, you don't know he died.
To me, it was a surprise. Like, what?
Yeah.
And it was a surprise to me like 4 years ago.
So it's Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda were the stars, and Jack Nicholson was actually in that movie, and no one knows that.
Oh.
Jack Nicholson was actually in the jail. He was a town drunk. He was a lawyer, and he actually got drunk again, and he got disorderly conduct. But he knew all the cops, and they knew his father and stuff, so they didn't give him a hard time in jail. But there was two guys on their motorcycles, and what they were trying to do is they literally just wanted to find freedom in America. Like, just think about that idea. Like, they didn't feel free because they were like hippies.
Yeah.
So, I know, yes, this world is very sensitive right now, okay? And I understand, like, we're really, it's changing for the better, But there's still, bigotry in this country. There's still, prejudice, and everything. But these two hippie white guys were driving their motorcycles cross country, and everywhere they went, there was resistance.
Against their freedom?
Against them. Yeah, against their freedom, their long hair, the way they looked, and they were being discriminated against, which is crazy, and they thought that they were in America, and they were free, and all they wanted to do was ride their motorcycles and be cool. But that time in 1969, you weren't cool unless you had short hair and you wore a tie and you were a business guy, you know what I'm saying? And you're white, So they had to everywhere they went, they had to deal with being discriminated against. And to my point, since I love that movie so much, to be honest with myself, I find myself to be so much of a rebel, Rebelde.
Yeah.
That's my name in Spanish.
El rebelde.
El Rebelde. Yeah.
El Riverde.
I think we should make a movie.
We should.
About me.
We should.
El Rebelde. And so I'm a rebel, okay? I don't really conform to society. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to now because I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
Shit.
Fuck, I'm like fucked. So, and I'm like a cowboy, I just fucking like to get on my Harley and do my own thing. Yeah. And this movie really speaks to me because I always find myself in these situations. I mean, I'm the fucking long hair freaky dude, who's always like, woo, rootin' tootin' and getting crazy and whatever else. Some people don't like that, and most people don't. And unfortunately, if you're not part of the sheep herd, if you're not part of like the mainstream society where you wake up at fucking 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, you work in your desk job, you go into work, you come home, you blah, 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 right? I'm an artist, hairdresser, musician, crazy motorcycle guy, all these things, right? But that has its disadvantages. It really does. Yes. Unfortunately.
Why do you think that people would have something against anything? Like in this case,
I know why.
Why? Because,
okay, this is the exact reason. This is what this is the reason that Jack Nicholson gave to Dennis Hopper in the movie, and this speaks to me completely. They said everybody wants to talk about individual freedom, but when they see a free individual, it scares them because you're not part of the sheep herd. You're like a different person. You're like maybe a wolf or something like this, right? You're not following the herd. So, if I don't know what they said exactly in the movie, but they said something about how individual freedom isn't free in America. Nothing is free in America. And that's so true.
Exactly.
And when people see a free individual, it scares them, and it doesn't make them running scared.
Threatened.
How
so?
Threatened in every way, like
I think it's just tribalism, really. You know what I mean?
Like you're gonna
all this stuff kind of goes type of thing because like when you're from a city and there's like a city next door, you always shit on the city next door because you identify with that city.
It is territorial as well, And let me speak to territorialism in a minute here, because even my buddy Roscoe Soultrain, he kind of misunderstood me when we first met. We first met at my barbershop back in the day at Bishop's, and he did not know this, but before he got hired, they said, we have a new guy coming in, and we want him to take the window seat, and we want you to move your stuff to the back. Send me to the back of the bus. And I'm like...
Sent you?
Me.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay, this new guy is getting my seat. Why? Well, because they wanted to make him feel comfortable, happy, this and that, whatever. So when he got there, I was already halfway transitioning out of that chair. But Roscoe Soultrain felt that I didn't want to be next to him because I was threatened by him or I didn't like him. That wasn't the case at all. So that was a misunderstanding right there between Roscoe Soultrain and me. Luckily, we're great friends now, and, he's probably one of my best friends in the whole wide world, and I love you to death, Roscoe. But anyway, so my favorite movie is Easy Rider, and I went to Louisiana because there's a scene in the movie where they go to Louisiana. So the two guys, they're riding their motorcycles and they're trying to find freedom in America. Everywhere they go, everyone's shitting on them and treating them like garbage. And they eventually...
Did they have a concept of what exactly they were looking for? Like, in what form were they just
They wanted to feel accepted.
Okay.
Yeah. They just wanted to be accepted. And they just wanted to do their thing. And they didn't want people to stomp on their way of life.
Here's a crazy thought, but what if when they found that freedom, the acceptance that they were looking for, it would probably be a group of people with long hair, bikers as well, or whatever, right? So, this is a town where biker town. Okay, cool. And what if a guy with the briefcase and the fucking necktie walks in? What would happen to him? Would he be accepted?
Yes, he would. And I love the way that you asked that, because Jack Nicholson in the movie was a lawyer. He had short hair, glasses, and a suit.
Yep.
And he goes, "Oh boy, would I sure like to go to Louisiana. Oh boy, would I like to go there. Oh, that would be so damn nice. That would be so damn good." And they're like, "Well, would you like to go with us?" They could have said to him, "Fuck you, adios, amigo. You're not like us. You don't have long hair. You're not a hippie. You're not a biker." They said, "Do you got a helmet?" And he goes, "I sure do got a helmet. I got a doozy." And then he goes,
"Was a doozy a gun or what?"
What? No.
Oh.
He had a football helmet.
Yeah, shit.
Helmet.
So then he takes a swig. He takes it. So, he's a town drunk, Yeah. I just really love this movie, so I'm just talking a lot about it.
Please do. Act it out.
So Jack Nicholson, he's in jail, and that's where he meets these boys on their motorcycles. And they're in jail because they were parading without a license. They were taking their motorcycles in the parade and like getting behind the cars and
They weren't part of it.
dancing, but they went to jail for this. Anyway, so when they got out of jail, Jack Nicholson, the town drunk, with the suit and tie and the short hair, takes Jack Daniels out of his pocket, or Jim Beam, and he goes, "Here's at the top of the morning to you, fellas." Yeah! Indians.
What the fuck? What does that even mean?
Take a swig of friggin' Jim Beam in the morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But why Indians?
I don't know.
Just
why.
a phrase?
Indians. He just, something.
funny.
What is this shit? This tastes great.
Yeah, that's
Fago.
fucking
Okay.
ICP.
Oh yeah, this is the
Windex.
In-Sound Clown Posse's
Windex,
drink.
actually.
It is.
Okay, but-
This is like Windex.
Windex,
All right.
yeah.
So my story is this. All right. I love the movie Easy Rider. I could talk about it for ages, but that's a great point that you brought up, Manolo. Is that, yes, would a guy with a suit and tie be accepted into the biker group versus will the bikers be accepted into a suit and tie group? The bikers accepted anybody. It's just that they weren't accepted by everybody.
In that movie, like, it coincided with Vietnam and all that movement,
Yeah.
and the golden age of movies, because that was like The Graduate, that one. It was pretty counterculture, but it was what the young people. It's what the world was moving towards. It was like real movies.
And that's what the crowd was feeling. They're like,
At the
"Oh
time,
shit!" They're
yeah.
like, "I'm not accepted because of the way that I am." I mean, 1969 Woodstock,
Yeah.
all the hippies, right? And you know what's crazy about this? This was the first movie that ever had a soundtrack. Now, most other movies back in the day, prior to 1969, had music.
Yeah, songs made for the movie. Yeah,
Had music in the movies, right? Music. But this movie,
Born to be wild. Was that it?
To be wild, yeah.
Close up, por favor. Okay.
So get your
yeah.
motor running.
But that was one of the songs, right?
Heading on the highway, looking for adventure.
And whatever comes my way.
And I'm gonna make it happen. Taking the world in a running face. Fire your guns at once and explode in despair like a true nature's child. We were born to be wild. We can climb so high, never gonna die. Woo!
Randy Madden. Do we know the band? The name of the band?
Steppenwolf.
Okay.
So anyway,
you were there, right?
I gotta get to that.
Okay.
I gotta get to that. I'm sorry this is too long.
No.
My segment's gonna be fucking so long.
Please
Yours
go.
was short. I'm so sorry.
No, please go.
Let's go to the
good.
next one. So then I won't say my.
Because I got something to add to that.
I just have add to it.
Okay, going back to the acceptance thing. Here's an observation of mine that to be taken as you guys
I love
wish.
that Tijuana accent. Observation.
Yeah, observation.
Observation.
And I'm trying to speak a little bit wide.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Observation. The observation.
That's
okay.
it. Yeah,
Okay. When I go to let's say Black Angus, right? You know the Black Angus, the
It's a restaurant.
Yeah, but a meat restaurant, a steak
Steaks.
restaurant.
Very
okay?
nice high-end steaks.
Okay.
Ish.
Okay. So Black Angus per se, or give me another example of a good steak restaurant.
Like an Outback Steakhouse.
No,
steak
dude. No.
Let's
Red
say
Lobster.
Outback.
No. What's the one?
Sizzler.
No. One that's expensive.
Like
Okay,
what
fucking
Nobu? I don't
steak,
know.
STK, steak.
STK.
Right? Okay. So let's go to STK. Cool. Morton's. Okay, Morton's.
Morton's,
Okay, we're at
yeah.
Morton's. Okay. So you ask him, you know what, sir? Do you wish for a tomahawk? No. You know what? I'm actually a vegan, sir. Here's our vegan menu. Cool. End of story. Okay. Here's another story. I go to the most veganist restaurant. I don't know which one is it, but vegan restaurant. Okay, cool. I go and you know what? I'm actually a carnivore. Do you have your meat menu? How dare you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Just something to put out there. Take it as you wish.
Acceptance.
Take it as
Yeah.
you wish.
Yeah. Okay. Also acceptance. There's hippies, peace and love, and then there's yogis, the people that like to do yoga. Guess who are some of the most stuck up people? Yoga people.
right?
Yogis.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like you would think they were calm, namaste, very chill, everything.
Zen.
Very judgmental.
But it's crazy how the word hippie right now is generalized, right? It's not a certain type of person. It's just if you're into spirituality,
Right.
you're probably hippie. If you're not really into making money and capitalism and something like that, you're probably a hippie. If you have your long hair, you're probably hippie.
You know what's weird though? Things have. This might be too off the. But,
Oh, to be wild.
all right. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't add to it because it was kind of off the topic. But things have swapped though. Where like people that weren't hippies, like more conservative people, are into the holistic shit now.
And I think that's good.
It's weird. I think because of COVID. Like now they don't like science. So now they're all about the metaphysical. Do you notice that?
yeah.
But it's probably that with time, it sort of balances out because you start to pick on the good things about everything, right? There's good things about people that are stuck up. There's good thing about people capitalists or
there's
whatever.
There's a place for different
middle, right?
personalities, and that's what America is not everyone is the same. That's the beauty of America. You have the freedom to be.
That should be the beauty, yeah.
It
different
should be the
things.
beauty, but
Yeah.
you know what? I think even still today,
Yeah.
that's the whole point, right? I mean, that's not my whole point of this whole story because I'm going to get to where I went, the location.
Yeah.
But still in America, people like myself are still looking for freedom in America. Black Lives Matter. I mean, come on. People are still looking for freedom in America. It's unbelievable. There's still the same shit, the same bigotry, the same, you don't, walk this line. You don't have this certain job. You don't have this certain IQ. You don't have this certain job. You don't have this certain, and yeah, there's like status. It's crazy that this world is still, anyway, I mean, that's getting very political about it, but that's what this movie was about. It was literally a political statement because Vietnam, Woodstock, the whole 9 yards. But what else? The whole Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild thing. There was music in movies before Easy Rider.
Yeah.
But Easy Rider made a soundtrack. The music made the movie. The music was part of the movie. It was almost like the scene was. The music was a scene.
The scene was maybe Tarantino-ish. Scenes based on music.
Yeah.
Apparently,
And then,
supposedly that's
and then Easy Rider had a soundtrack and all that kind of stuff. And I could talk about this movie forever. So I was obsessed with this movie. And to be honest with you, there's a girl, she was 16 years old at the time, lied and said she was 18. Her name was Toni Basil. She was in the movie Easy Rider. She's the girl that wrote, "Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. She's in that movie, Easy Rider. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. And
is she the one that performs it? No, right? That was the band. It's the band, right? Who performs that song? Mickey.
She's the lead singer.
I think it is her. Gotcha. Yeah.
And that was in the 80s, but she was 16 years old when they made Easy Rider back in 1969. She got totally desnuda in the movie.
Okay.
Desnuda.
So to watch that movie, I'm going to wear my Balenciaga. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to now, right? Yes. Crazy that happened. I'm pretty sure.
Watch it with Balenciaga with glasses.
That's what they say. They say that she was not 18 when they made it, and they had like the sex scene or something. So they fucking made it to Mardi Gras, all right? That was the whole point, right? The boys were from California, drove to Mardi Gras on their Harleys, and they wanted to party in Mardi Gras. That was their whole thing, right? So they did meet up with a hippie, and the hippie told him, when you're in the right place with the right people,
you'll know.
Quarter this.
Quarter? What does that mean?
Put it in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter.
Okay.
1/4.
I got
it was a tab of acid.
Oh, okay.
So there was 4 of them. It was Jack Nicholson. It was Peter Fonda.
Hopper.
Okay, it was Captain America, and it was Billy, and it was the 2 prostitutes that they picked up.
One of them, Basil.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they quartered the acid at the cemetery. That's a very famous cemetery. Could you look it up, Robert? What's the cemetery that they shot Easy Rider in? It's called like Saint Mary's Cemetery, but number 2 or something. There's like a number 1 and number 3. It's in New Orleans. Okay, I went there.
To that cemetery.
So filming locations, that's what this whole podcast is about. That whole rant about Easy Rider is just my favorite movie of all time. And I just kind of gave you some context. But there's a cemetery.
St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
Yeah, without permission. Yeah, Hopper and Fonda's character drop acid with a pair of prostitutes played by Tony Basil and Karen Black.
Without filming permission?
I think they did it guerrilla style.
Do you think they really dropped acid though?
Is that what it said?
I mean, among the film's most famous scenes is one shot at St. Louis Cemetery number 1 without permission.
Oh, you were not allowed.
They did do that guerrilla style.
You're not allowed to film, and Peter Fonda, they all dropped acid for real.
Yeah, of course.
And Peter Fonda climbed on top of one of the what do you call it, monument? Is that what you call it?
Like heads, like headstones.
Yeah, with
capillas.
What's it called?
Una capilla.
¿Cómo se dice una capilla en inglés?
Like a little, what would you call like a little church?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, yeah. Well,
mausoleum?
Yes. Mausoleum, maybe.
Right?
Yeah, mausoleum, probably.
Yeah.
That's
so,
it.
okay.
So he
climbed on top of the mausoleum, and he's tripping on acid. And he had some estranged relationship with his mother, Jane Fonda, who's also an actress.
Yeah.
And Peter Fonda was really getting emotional in the movie. And he was sitting on top of this mausoleum, and he was like, I love you, Mama. I hate you, Mother. I love you, Mommy. And he's crying, and it's a trippy scene, right?
And that's real. That wasn't even in the script.
No.
Hell yeah.
It was like he was emoting. His emotions was coming out in that scene. So when I went to New Orleans, I think I went there for like a hair convention or something. Guerrilla style myself, I climbed into that cemetery at night. It was locked.
Oh, yeah.
I went over the wall and I climbed in there and I went to that same mausoleum that Peter Fonda was on, and so I went to that film location.
Do you drop acid or no?
No, I don't drop acid. I don't do nothing like that. I would be a fucking ridiculous mess. So I went there, and the craziest thing ever is, so that's the short of it is, my favorite movie in the world is Easy Rider. I went to the filming location in New Orleans, which was St.
Louis
number 1. Okay. I did it guerrilla style. I climbed over the wall.
So it was an homage to the film.
Kind of like an homage to the film.
And the spirit of the film. That's a really cool story. That is a cool story.
But while I was in there in the cemetery, other people were trying to get in, but it had chains on the gates.
How did you get in?
I climbed the wall.
Did you have like an awakening by being up there or something, or not really?
No, I was just like...
But it's cool. You got
it was nostalgic because I was like there at the same spot that Peter Fonda was.
Which character would you identify yourself?
Captain America, 100%.
That's Fonda?
100% Peter Fonda, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about, also Nick Cage's too?
So that's what I was going to say. What was scary too is that like people were trying to get into the cemetery. They wanted to try to get in. and you're not allowed in there in the nighttime. You can only be escorted through that cemetery by an escort, I don't know, like.
Why is it like a film tour or what?
You're not allowed to film in there, okay? And it's like ruins. So like all the Louisiana floods, okay? And they don't bury the bodies in the ground anymore. Every tomb is above. Above, high off the ground. And they don't like people getting in there because they don't want anyone destroying what's already been destroyed. They're very old, these cemeteries. Yeah. But one of the tombs that was in there that was not old was a granite pyramid, brand new, inside that same cemetery that Peter Fonda was in, and the name on the
pyramid
on the pyramid, the name on the pyramid was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, dude.
With his birth date, with a slash. And then no
blank from whenever he dies.
Oh,
that's his tomb is in that cemetery, and I bet you it's because of that movie.
What movie?
Of course.
Oh yeah,
you think?
A film guy.
Of course.
That's like
he's Coppola's nephew, right?
No.
Is he?
Nicolas Cage was born. Look it up.
In Louisiana?
Look it up.
What the fuck?
Yes.
But it's gotta because of that movie.
Nah, Nicolas Cage was born in New Orleans, in Louisiana.
But, or it has to add, or does he have family there in that cemetery?
No.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't know where the Coppolas are from. East Coast, maybe? Well, they went
he's a Coppola's nephew, right?
I guess so. Who was that?
Francis Ford Coppola?
Oh,
yeah.
Really? The director?
Godfather?
Yeah, he changed his name. That's a stage name.
Nicolas Cage? So is that Coppola?
It's Nicolas Coppola.
Oh, shit.
He's cousin to Sofia Coppola, a great director too.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So you got the moral of my story. Okay, so I love the movie Easy Rider. I wanted to go to the same film location that they did that acid dropping scene at the cemetery in Louisiana. I was there. I climbed the wall. I saw the mausoleum that Peter Fonda was at, and I saw Nicolas Cage's pyramid tomb with his name on it. What did it say? It's right there.
Yeah. Cage. Okay, it says, why is Nicolas Cage buried in New Orleans? Cage has a history with the city of New Orleans, having purchased both the infamously haunted La Laurie Mansion and the historic Our Lady of Perpetual Help Chapel. So he bought a mansion and a chapel. Both properties were foreclosed in 2009 after a tax debacle. Subsequently, Cage purchased his unnamed tomb in the city's beloved St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. I didn't really give much of a reason, but
he just told us what he did, right? It's crazy ass.
Yeah.
Cage
So
proclaimed the tomb back in 2010 for his future funeral. It's 9 feet and inscribed with the Latin words something, which means
Omnia ab uno.
Everything from one. The tomb is in St. Louis No. 1 Cemetery, which is the oldest cemetery in New Orleans.
So all that shit's really old. Oh, that's a very old cemetery.
Yeah, you're not.
That's probably why they're very careful about it.
Yes.
And it's beloved. It's historical.
They lock it at night.
It's probably his.
I don't have another story, a film story, because that was a long one. So
that was a great story, though. It was good.
That was a great story.
Yeah, I have a quick one. Mine might not have as much depth, but I do.
Excuse me. I just wanted to ask something. Can you spoil us with how the movie ends?
Easy Rider?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Or okay,
because you want people who haven't seen it, they should see it.
No. It's the most shocking ending to a movie you'd seen ever in your life.
There's a chick with a
really?
dick. No.
No. It's like, dude, it's like, what the fuck?
Okay, is there like a motto you got out of it? Personal motto?
Like a motto?
Personal motto out of it?
Or like a
yeah, you're not free in America.
Is that the motto? You're not free in America? What you got out of it?
To live free or die hard.
Okay, all right. So I can say this, all right? So I can say this. Let me say this about the movie, okay? So Dennis Hopper in the movie felt that they had it all. They made it to New Orleans. Their life was beautiful. Everything was great, all right? They had money because they sold they sold the cocaine in Tijuana to the Mexicanos. And everything was wonderful. And in the end, Captain America told Billy, no, man, we don't have anything. because we're still not free in America.
How did he figure that out?
He just had an epiphany after all the shit that they've been through.
We're still playing by rules.
Yeah. Doesn't matter that
Did Randy get emotional for that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because that is true. We're always trying to play by rules, and sometimes you don't have to. You just got to fucking flow.
Yeah, dude.
No matter how free you think you may be in life, it can all be done. It can all be taken away from you in a heartbeat, no matter what.
Man.
Sorry.
No. And you know what? Well, I don't know about, but freedom can be taken away from you, unfortunately, by the decisions that you make, correct? But it's worst when you take it away from yourself.
Yeah.
Mental, spiritual freedom. To me, that would be the worst.
Dude, it's brutal. I think about like sleep paralysis. That's a nightmare to me because you can't move. You can think, you can see, and you can't move. Like that's a nightmare. You can still move.
You got out of there quick.
You've got movement, dude. I'm trying to be positive because I love you and I want things. I care about you, dude.
But it's great, Randy. It's great that
it's a heavy sentiment.
You know what? I think that is a virtue. Being sensitive to me or to certain specific stuff, that's a virtue to me. When you can fucking let emotions out. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, I gotta say one more thing before I shut the hell up. So most people don't know anything about Randy Madden. Okay, but there's a lot of stuff about Randy Madden. Last time I was on the podcast, I was a special guest, and people were like, "Holy shit, this guy is like famous." Your friends and stuff. Yeah. They saw 5,000 people saw the podcast.
Why did he not talk about Johnny motherfucking Depp?
Why didn't he talk about when he does hair for Johnny Depp? Why didn't he talk about what he does here and does this and everything? All of my rock star friends that I hang out with and everything that I got going on in my life. Because I don't really brag about that shit. You know what I mean? Because also, when you brag about that shit, it also can be taken away from you in a heartbeat too. Mm-hmm. And I've learned that a little bit. So I've learned a little bit in life. I've learned to try to be humble every now and then, but I am an emotional person, and back in 2009, not many people know about this, but I was actually on American Idol.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
No. Please.
Yeah. So I'm an emotional guy because my whole life has been hard, very tragic, and my dad, when I was like 16 months old, he died drinking and driving. And like I had to live my whole life without a father, without like somebody guiding me and telling me how to live and how to be good and respectful and all those things.
Yeah.
How to be a man. Mm-hmm. My mom, she couldn't handle us, so I was put in a foster home and I was beaten and everything when I was a kid, and I was on the streets at like 13 years old. So my life has been very, very difficult. And I've tried to just be a good person. Mm-hmm. I've tried to, and I am a good person, but there's just moments of weakness and cracks where I fuck up, and it sucks. And I mean, a lot of people out there can identify with this, and I'm in a spot right now in my life where it's like, I don't think I fucked up, and I threw everything away, but I'm just not in a good place. But speaking about being emotional, and you said that, I saw, poquito Yolando.
Es una virtud.
Sí.
Para mí sí.
Sí. But back in 2009, I was on American Idol, and everybody was talking shit about me all over the internet because I got to the judges, and no one knows this, but they didn't show that I got past the judges. They showed that I got kicked off the show and all this shit, but I still remained on the show as an alternate for one of these guys, Adam Lambert. And Adam Lambert, I've done his hair a couple times. Yeah. He actually is the lead singer of Queen
now.
So
yeah, dude, holy shit!
And I could talk about an hour about the whole American Idol experience.
We should do that next time. Yeah,
I can make it very brief.
That's interesting.
I went and auditioned, and I wasn't myself. I sang like, I don't know what I sang. Like,
you remember the song?
No, in the beginning I sang something very like sweet and whatever, but I was like a rocker, so I didn't get through to the first round. So you're in a room with 20,000 people. And then they take you down to the floor, like a basketball court, like the Staples Center.
Yeah.
and you sing for like these interns. You don't sing for the judges. And there's 5 or 6 different rounds. So you go from 20,000 people down to about 300 people, down to about 100 people, down to about 50 people, down to about 40 people. And when you're down to the 40 people, the judges see 20 people one day and 20 people the next day. That's the only. That's all. You think the judges are sitting there all day long,
No.
watching 20,000 people, the giant crowd? You see the crowds. I want to be the next American Idol.
Yeah.
What's the best part about all this is you said so there's a vetting process.
Yes.
The best part about it is they let horrible people go through all that. Yeah.
But that's another thing about American Idol, why it was so screwed up, is that imagine being amongst people who actually can sing.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Okay, and then you get to the actual real judges, and they were so surprised that these people were in front of them, and they're like, "Who has told you that you could sing?"
Yeah.
Right.
And they're like, "I just got through venting 20,000 people.
Yeah.
I am one of 40. I'm one of 40, and I'm in front of you." All these producers told me that I was fucking awesome.
Of course, there's a couple of producers looking just to make some entertaining TV.
Yes, and they
went styles like, hey, he's a rocker.
And they were anyway. So on that show, no one knows this. So I just got emotional talking about Easy Rider and what it's really going through in my life. And on American Idol, my mother was in the hospital. I was estranged from my mother. She kind of tried to come back in my life after a while, and I kind of accepted. And I told her, I forgive you for what you have done, but I don't forget, and I don't love you like that, like a son, because you were never a mother to me. Put me in a very bad place. But I wanted to make sure I tried to get on American Idol because she was in New Jersey and I was in California, and I knew she was in the hospital. She was dying of pneumonia, and I couldn't be there because I couldn't afford the flight. I couldn't afford to get home. It was 2009, and I was broke at that time. And when I was on American Idol, they asked me questions, personal questions like, "Where's your family? You know, your father died, when you were a young boy. Is it hard for you to be here today without a father? Look at that kid. Look at his family. They're all supporting him. Who's here to see you?" And they would ask me these questions, and then they would literally pan the camera back, and I would be sitting there in perspective, and I was thinking about my life and about my mother dying in the hospital and how I'm here auditioning for American Idol, but my mother's in the hospital dying. So I was getting emotional. So they called me the emotional rocker. Oh. And when the episode aired on American Idol on TV in front of 25 million people, okay, all they showed was my journey to American Idol, and they showed me most of the time crying. But they never, ever, ever said
the
reasons.
That's fucking.
So it just made me look like, ¿cómo se dice en español una ponacha? ¿Sí?
En realidad, we actually say Gaylord. Everybody knows that. Como un Gaylord.
Una Gaylord.
Como un Gaylord.
Sí.
You know what a Gaylord is, right?
So todo.
Lord of Gay. I don't know.
Yeah, Lord of the Gays, like Lord of the Rings. That's your movie, right? So
anyway, that's the spot he's been to. Yeah.
So I get emotional, about life, and unfortunately,
you got reasons. You got reasons.
And I can't believe that everybody was blasting me on the internet and shit the next day. They were like, "This guy thinks he's a rock star, and here he is crying like a baby on American Idol because he wants to be the next rock star." I wasn't crying because I wanted to be the next rock star. I was emotional because of they were asking me questions specifically about my life, saying like things like, "That guy's got a father. How does it make you feel?" They would ask me a question. They would not air somebody asking me that question. They would just get my reaction.
That's so fucked up because it's like they're taking, they're stirring you up.
But I also told them when they asked me to be on American Idol, they asked me about my story, and they wanted to hear my story, and I did give them ammunition.
Hey, they love that shit.
Unfortunately, and I had one. I had a real heart twister, whatever you want to call it, tear jerker, whatever But they never said this is a guy who is. Moved all the way to California by himself, lost his father, lost his mother. His mother's in the hospital right now, and he just wants her to see him on American Idol because he can't be there by her bedside when she's in the hospital. They didn't ever say that. But I did a little short radio tour, and I told the story.
Oh, okay.
But not many people...
so it was out there.
Not many people know.
I got a quick question. Sorry, Robert. Just because I can relate to the not having a father thing, right? Mine died when I was 5, so I don't really. I thought that I didn't really even needed a father, right? Because that's all I know, not having a father. But when I grew up, I don't know if you can. This resonates. When I grew up, having
talk to your people.
Having a relationship with a girl. It was really fucking hard for me. I could not relate. And then I started dating girls that had kids. Okay, I went to a psychologist, and the psychologist said, but it was toxic relationships, right? She said, you're trying to be the father that you never had. And I was like, what the fuck? But I didn't realize that child trauma would ever come up, because all my life I didn't know a father. Oh, cool. I don't need one.
It's so crazy how all of that from your childhood affects you forever. It's just always.
Yeah.
But I can relate to that too, and when it comes to relationships, because I feel like,
I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I want to feel what love is. Does that? I know you can show me.
Yeah.
Does that song have a dedication?
Rebecca.
There you go.
And you know what? One of her favorite movies was Easy Rider. Fucking hey. I know, I lost a good one.
Let's get her back, dude.
I don't know how to get this. No, I don't know. It's no getting her back. Anyway, but like, I think in every relationship that I've had, once someone showed me love, I never knew what the fuck love was. And I don't know why, but I just pushed it away. Oh, this feels too fucking good. I need trauma. Or some shit, I don't know, and then I just create some fucking bullshit, and it's like, dude, really? Slow the fuck down, dude. Tranquilo. Just take it easy. Get with this girl. She's fucking nice. She's gonna take care of you.
I have a question, because I think about my cousin's kid who doesn't have his parents.
Yeah.
And he gets really sketched out when he's alone for that long. Did you get comfortable with being alone and stuff? Or do you feel like you kind of had that too a little bit?
No, I can tell that you're not comfortable being alone. I can tell that.
I'm just curious because I worry about him, you know what I mean? And we try to give him like the support and stuff, but he's very sketched out. Like the other day he was by himself and it got dark and he's in his room. I mean, he always needs to be with someone because the bandit, you know what I mean?
What's that squeaking sound?
I don't know. What is that? Is it me? Okay. Either way, maybe it was me. I don't know. I'm a nervous person. Oh, okay. Good. Thank you for taking the heat.
It's my responsibility. My gun charger.
But just to get to the point.
No, I don't, Robert. I don't think I don't feel comfortable being alone. Like,
Manolo,
Philippines.
Manila.
Yeah.
I've been to
really?
The gorilla in the Manila. The thriller in the Manila.
Yeah, dude. We got some bars coming up. No, so I think that your story, everything is like very compelling, and I don't know if I could follow up anything as heavy as that. I'll keep it quick.
Don't be heavy.
Because I loved, dude, this is a great podcast. Oh, man.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
What is this, a fucking Randy Man therapy fucking podcast?
No, dude. No.
All I know is that people were asking me, like, what the fuck's up with this dude? Fucking Johnny Depp, fucking, I don't know what else he had. Fucking big ass cars, all the chicks.
Yeah, I have a tons of motorcycles. I have, of course, my Instagram shows like a bunch of hot chicks on it and whatever. I've done a lot of cool shit in my life, and I have a lot of cool people. And I've done a lot of really nice photo shoots and things. I'm a hairdresser, and those are just those girls on my pages and that stuff. I mean, that is my life, or it was my life. Pre-pandemic, I was rocking and rolling. After 2020, dude, I lost my salon. Things have been fucking crazy, and I haven't done that much cool shit in a while.
You're doing the coolest shit, which is working on yourself. I'm telling you, you might don't think it. But
so all the people watching the Manila podcast.
Yeah.
No, and you know what? Here's a quick fact about Mexicans. Mexicans fucking love the Strokes.
Oh, no way.
We love him. That's like our top fucking rock
Julian
band.
Casablancas.
Julian Casablanca.
His name's
What
Luke.
is he? What's his background? Do you know?
Italian, isn't it? His father is the owner of Ford Models or something like that.
Some
Luke?
crazy shit.
I don't know. His father, whatever.
That sounds Casablancas.
Is the owner of fucking one of the best model agencies. I don't know if it's Ford or another one, but there's a documentary about his father.
What?
Yeah, they come from money. All their strokes do.
That's why he's sort of
money.
handsome, because his dad probably
Was a
impregnated
pretty
a model.
girl. Yeah.
It's a crazy story. His story is crazy. That story, because I think he came up with no money, and then he fucking like was sort of like gigolo-ish.
What's the lead singer's name?
Julian Casablancas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Julian Casablancas.
Yeah.
and the guitarist is the son of Hammond Jr., which is a big deal guitarist.
They're all like Mike Ness, basically.
They're money. Yeah.
Not Mike Ness. Mike Nesmith from the Monkees. Remember he had the whiteout fame or whatever? It's like all of them have that in the Strokes. It's
They're for
weird.
money. They're for
But they seem like cool guys, actually.
Yeah, so
And
I mean,
their
yes.
band
So
rocks.
so
they're the band that I've seen the most. Like,
am I saying your name wrong? Is that why you're laughing?
Yeah, but it's funny.
Am I saying Manila?
Yeah, I love it.
I think Manila should be the nickname from
Manilo.
you to him.
The
It's
Manila.
funny.
The Manila.
Manilo.
The
The Manila
Manila.
Gorilla.
¿Cómo se dice su llama? Hey, what's your name? Manilo. No? En serio.
That was so wrong. It was good.
Manilo,
The
no?
Manila Gorilla.
Because I feel like I've heard that name before. Is
Well,
that-
you are
what's his
pretty.
name?
You are pretty hairy, bro. Can you show your? Was that
I'm the
hair
Manila Gorilla.
Show the people. Show your hairs on your. Show it on your stomach.
Oh, snap.
I'm a
dude.
hairy fucker. My hair starts here and ends here.
Weird.
This is the only fucking part I don't have hair.
Manilo.
Manila.
Your name is not Manila,
That's what you're called.
but it's Manilo, no?
But now I'm officially changing it to the
I know,
Manila
dude, the
Gorilla.
Manila Gorilla.
Is it Manilo? Right?
It's a Manolo. Manolo.
Manolo.
Manolo.
Manuel. It's like a take on Manuel.
Manolo.
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 Yeah.
Am
I
saying
like
Yeah,
Manila,
Manolo.
dude. Manila's pretty funny.
Olo.
Manolo.
Manolo.
Yeah.
Manolo.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
But you know what? Yeah, if I want to do shit up here in the States, it's a wrong name to pick, right? Because everybody
I don't know.
goes like,
Manolo is not Manolo. That's,
Can I say Nolo?
yeah, Nolo.
It's cool.
But okay,
It's not like some.
you know the shoes Manolo Blahnik?
No.
Okay, they're like high-end shoes.
Yeah.
Well, Manolo's the first name, Manolo.
Okay.
Or remember, shoot that piece of shit, Manolo. You know that?
Is that from Scarface?
Scarface, yeah.
Yeah.
Manolo. Okay, Manolo. Yes. So yes. Okay. Yeah. I've done a lot of cool shit in my life. My Instagram looks crazy, but you know, when you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. So who knows? Maybe I'll come right back up. I don't know.
I think so, man.
Yeah, we
You're
can't
a
wait
fighter,
to see.
dude. You're a
to hear about
survivor,
that,
dude.
yeah.
Fuck, man.
And I know the people out
We
there
love you.
are rooting for you, rooting
Yeah,
and tooting,
man.
like you said.
This is a great podcast. I feel like I'm going to add just some bullshit, but
Where-
No, I don't
okay,
think so.
you were on a location.
for Vegas vacation. I'll give you them real
Vegas
quick.
with Nicolas Cage.
I have a few. No. I have a few places, a couple places. I'll
Go.
run through them quick.
Go for
When
it.
I was a kid, obviously I loved movies. I'd fantasize about movies all the time. I watched them all the time. But
You're an actor.
Yeah, I love that stuff. But Good Burger was being filmed right near where my mom worked in Covina. My parents are both from Covina, California, and it's a suburb of LA. But it's like, you know, it's outside LA, but. For me, I remember being so tripped out because here was something from television right in, you know, a suburban in Covina. And it was the burger world. They shot the burger places, you know, in those movies right there in Covina. So it's funny seeing the big
How
old
old were you?
burger. I was like 11 or 10. So it's kind of crazy seeing like, it's like almost like finding artifacts from Rome or something. You're like, whoa, like this is real. You know what I mean? This is real. This shit can happen. And that was kind of when I was like, oh, this is attainable. Seeing it in person. And then also when we were around that time, I think it was 97, we were in Vegas because my family used to go. They're in a bowling league. My older cousins would go. We'd all have a blast.
Do you bowl
go to
yourself?
the pool. Like shit. I mean, I'm like everyone else, really like that casual bowler.
Is your mom good?
My mom and dad were pretty decent, actually. They could probably fuck some dudes up, you know. But they,
My parents can fuck some dudes.
yeah, dude, they fuck dudes all the time, man. They're swingers. They used to run little
At least you
house.
have parents.
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
They know how to juggle balls, dude. But I remember, going to Vegas. They're filming Vegas Vacation, and I grew up loving Vacation.
That's National Lampoon's.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fourth one where he's in Vegas.
Is it Chevy Chase too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were shooting in the MGM and they kept closing down parts of the casino. And I remember being like, this is crazy just to see like the film crew and stuff. But my dad lifted me up on his shoulders. Even though I was like a big kid then, I was like
the same
probably
size.
your size, like you know what I mean? I was probably like 6 foot or something, or 5'11", whatever.
I'm 5'3".
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, so I was like a big kid,
Taller.
but my dad lifted me up, and I saw like it's so weird, but I saw them shooting, and I locked eyes with Ethan Embry and Chevy Chase because Ethan Embry was playing Rusty, and he's in the Papa Giorgio, like the
I was gonna say you could have been a Rusty.
outfit.
You could have been a Rusty,
Dude,
totally,
I know,
right?
Man. Right?
Yes
I could have, I think, but I saw Chevy Chase. And I remember just being like so blown away that I like directly was put right in front of the scene.
Was that the first time you came?
That was on my dad's neck. Yeah, it was great. But we like to keep it in the family. You know what I mean, dude? But I saw Chevy Chase, and it's funny because he like looked up at me and like saluted me.
Wow.
And everyone talks about how he's a dick or whatever, but that was kind of cool that he just said what's up to a kid, and then my dad was being down. I remember just being like, wow, there they are filming these movies. And for some reason that kind of started like the gears, like, it's possible to do this if you know what I mean, like
Christmas Vacation. I think he was 30-something years old when they filmed that.
yeah, because he's like in his 70s now. Like,
What about European? That's my favorite.
When he got like, I guess that's probably when he got famous.
no,
right?
yeah, he was like in his 30s on SNL, or he was like 33 when he got on Saturday Night Live.
He's one of the
70s.
oldest, maybe, or what?
Yeah, he's born in the 40s. He's probably like George Harrison's age. He's up there.
George Harrison's dead.
Yeah, he's his age. Yeah,
When he was
43.
Hey,
Chevy Chase is
can I-
dead
can-
age.
Yeah.
What's his age? Dead.
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to do more locations, but speaking of George Harrison, he was such a great human being that Ringo Starr went to his bedside when George Harrison had brain cancer. He was lying in bed in the hospital, and Ringo Starr's kid just had a surgery. And Ringo Starr's like, "Hey, man, I gotta go. I gotta get on a flight, and I gotta go see my kid in the hospital." And you know what George Harrison said on his dying deathbed? He goes, "Hey, man, do you need someone to come with you?"
Really? Oh man, that's so.
And Ringo Starr was like, "George, you can't come with me, man. You're like dying in the hospital with cancer." And he's like, "It doesn't matter. Like, I'd still come. And if you need me, I'll be there, man."
They were like, I feel like Ringo and him were like, they were the real, like, they loved, you could tell they had a really close connection. Like after the Beatles, you could tell that they were homies. They would roll together. They'd always play with other people. It felt like they were like they could kind of chill out together for a long time. It seemed like they were really close.
George Harrison was the first one out of the Beatles that quit.
Oh, was he technically the first one? Dang. That's so crazy.
And
He wrote in his journal, he had a day planner. Oh, fucking speaking of day planners, I can't believe can't believe that, man. That's so fucking weird.
what?
Well, there'll be a new day planner for New Year.
Nello?
So.
Yeah, fuck.
The Manila Vanilla Gorilla.
Nello. So George Harrison wrote in his day planner or his notes or whatever on his calendar, he wrote, practice with the Beatles, have lunch, quit the Beatles.
Wow.
And then later on, they saw his day planner and they go, "What the hell?"
Damn.
He was day plan before it was fashionable and shit, huh?
Yeah.
What other
so another
movie
one
locations?
I used to go to the Puente Hills Mall, which is it's a small, but it's where they shot Back to the Future.
Where's that at?
That's in
Chino?
That's in Puente Hills. It's the mall in Puente Hills, but it's like where the terrorists, they're chasing them. Yeah, that's that mall, and they have like artifact or like props and shit from the movie there. But
You love that movie, right?
I love Back to the Future. Oh yeah, I think it's like a perfect movie. Yeah.
What? The terrorists were chasing him. What are you
There's
talking
terrorists at the beginning of Back to
Looking
the
for
Future. if you
plutonium
remember.
or something like that, right?
Yeah.
What are they looking for a chemical,
I forget
right?
what that is. Yeah, the chemical that Doc Brown had. There's a weird terrorist drama at the beginning of Back to the
It was
Future.
like white, right? It was. I don't think it was even necessary.
about? I
Was
gotta
it?
watch that movie.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Well,
but-
it's been a grip since I've seen it.
yeah.
The original Back to the Future.
Yeah. There's like, these terrorists.
All I remember is that I saw it as a kid, and I remember he plays the guitar and fucking, and I want one of those. Remember?
Yeah,
he plays
yeah.
the guitar and fucking.
He played Johnny B.
flashback.
Good.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about at the beginning. There's like a big ass amplifier that the Doc made, So then he tells him like, don't turn it all the way up. Do you guys don't remember this?
Yeah.
He fucking just
blasts it and flies.
Blasts off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of like slapsticky. I love Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, the writers. They did a movie before that called 1941. Well, they did this movie with Michael Douglas, the Jewel one or whatever. But 1941 was with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. And Spielberg directed it, but it was Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale that wrote it. And it's really like a Looney Tunes, like World War II movie. And there's some of that in Back to the Future.
Rabbit.
Yeah, where there's just kind of wild, weird, like Marty getting blown away with a giant speaker thing, which I love. I love that shit. But it is kind of slapsticky, and I kind of like that they still have the element in Back to the Future a little bit. But
or those movies where the dog reacts to something, like the girl tells you, "Screw you, Robert," and the dog goes like, "Bam, bam, bam, bam." You're like, what the fuck?
Well, dude, there's a lot of stuff I saw later, but I think those are kind of the cool ones because it was before, I was a kid, so it was like, oh, you're in awe of like seeing these things being made. But the last one that might be interesting, but I was on set for I was an extra in Dodgeball with Ben Stiller and Justin Long and all them, and I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. And I remember I was wearing my Devo shirt, and I went with my buddy who's really into like death metal and black metal. He's a character himself. But we get there, and I'm with kids in some ROP class, like a film ROP class thing. And at the time, I was already starting to shoot stuff.
What is ROP?
An extra class, like something else you can sign up for out, after hours at school. With some video program that my friend was doing. So they all got to be extras, and they got to bring a friend. So I guess a bunch of kids forged their signatures. I don't remember the reason, so we had to leave early that day. But what was wild about my experience on Dodgeball was how easy it was to talk to everyone. It was so strange how chill it was.
Right there?
Yeah, because it was odd. It was very weird because we're in the bleachers with a bunch of people. It's a huge, pretty big scene. It's like in one of the finale like games. So Ben Stiller's there in his makeup as the character, and I saw his wife kind of dodging people running around, but it was really odd that I could just go up to Ben Stiller and talk to him.
And you did?
So I did. Yeah. Well, it kind of sucks because some of the friend that I was with was bugging. What's his name? That's in the Stapler. He's in the Office Space. The character actor he was Bill in King of the Hill. He's hilarious. He was in Office Space as my Stapler, and my buddy kept bugging him. And I'm like, dude, this is like a moment where we can actually talk to these people, these actors, and be chill and be cool. But of course these are teenagers, so he's like, hey, do the stapler line, and you can see the guy's patience like run out real quick because he's like, fuck. But Justin Long was super chill. I was talking to him because I'd seen him on I Love the 80s, which had just come out, so we were talking about like Rubik's cubes or whatever, and he was really chill. And then Ben Stiller was there, and I like got the gusto because he was just right there. I'm like, hey, I love your movies.
Is he short?
Yeah, I mean,
like me?
Or
taller?
He might be about like your size or a little bit taller, but yeah, I was talking to him, and my friend and his mom had some bullshit story that they would lie to me and say that he dated his mom at one time. And so I was like, because I was like, oh man, I actually have something to tell him. And I was like, dude, I loved Zoolander. I love your movies. I love the Ben Stiller show, and I was like, telling him that. And then I'm like, hey, did you by any chance, I think you might have dated my friend's mom. And then he's like, oh, really? And it was hilarious because for a moment I had his complete attention. He seemed all genuinely interested. He's wearing his character's like wig and everything. He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, her name was Wendy. And he's like, oh, is she in LA or New York? I'm like, LA. And then he was like, he's like, I got to think about that. He's like, I'll be back for lunch. And then I remember telling my friend, and they were like laughing at me, like, like I had a moment with Ben Stiller, but even if it was bullshit, it still made Ben Stiller probably think more than he would that day. But that was kind of a cool.
Was she in LA or in New York?
Yeah.
So, LA. He's like, Wendy in LA. Yeah. I got to go to lunch. I'll think about that one.
I mean, whatever. It was just a funny moment. But you said there was some more in Mexico.
Oh, here's one. Yeah.
What time is it?
I know we should wrap it up soon.
Are we over?
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. Let me just tell you this one really quick. You guys know Cheech Marin, right?
Yeah.
Cheech Marin and
Cheech
and Chong. Okay, cool. So there's the one of the most famous for Americans streets in TJ. It's called Revolucion. You heard of that?
No.
The Revolution.
The Revolution.
Yeah. So it's Long Street where there's like parties and everything's in English and there's clubs. But right where it starts, it's right next to the border. It's called the First Street, right? Which is called Coahuila. The Coahuila. You heard of Hong Kong or no?
Yeah, of course.
Hong Kong? You? No?
Hong Kong?
Hong Kong. Not the city, but the fucking it's a club, stripper club. Well, there's a bunch of stripper clubs there, right? Some are nice. Hong Kong's nice. Adelitas is sort of nice, but the rest are fucking Wild West fucking bars,
Saw movie,
saloons, yeah, like nasty. And they got people outside fucking dying, sleeping, prostitutes. There's the whole street's filled like with prostitutes or whatever, right? Okay. So, Born in the USA, was it? Born in East LA.
Born in East LA.
Was filmed there. Book Born in East LA. And so he went because he got deported, I guess. I never saw the movie. I just saw that clip, and he's working as the door guy at one of those shitty ass bars,
Oh my
Red
God.
Dragon. You seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been to that bar. I had the drinks. I've had everything, and yeah,
Sounds
it's
like
just
the
wild.
last place I was working at.
Yeah, it does.
working
It
the door.
does sound like that.
It looks like really fucking wild. Like I remember I met this girl. I was going out with this girl from North Carolina. Took her down to TJ, and
Oh my God.
so I'm gonna show you TJ. Fucking drove right there, but just as a gag, right? And well, you see, like in the movies, even worse, right?
Yeah.
Please take me back to the stage. She was
yeah.
crying, like covering her eyes.
North Carolina? She didn't want to see that shit,
Yes, so I fucked up my first date. You know, but it's really
bro. You never
nasty.
saw her again.
I didn't know. I didn't. She went like, oh, take me back to the stage. Oh, I'm serious or whatever. So we went back to the stage.
She probably thought you were going to try to like sell her, man.
Yeah, dude. Because you see all these girls that are probably underage or whatever. It's really, but to us, it's like so normal, you know? It's sad, but it's so normal.
Yeah.
So you said Titanic. I said Easy Rider. You
Vegas
said,
Vacation, Back to the Future, Dodgeball, Good Burger.
wow. You said,
Born in East LA.
whoa. You said, there was a lot. And I
Yeah.
talked about my American Idol experience. And I cried. Fuck it. All right.
That was a great podcast.
So
dude.
that
Had a great
podcast-
time, guys.
So this podcast, we started at
Was it
Pat and
Lorraine's?
We had some
Reservoir
food.
Dogs.
And you know what, guys? We did film one of the scenes.
Yeah, we need to get back there, right? We need to end on Pat and Lorraine's. We started there. Let's end there, right?
Yeah. So
The check is about to come.
The check is about to come. Please check it out right now. After this, I just wanna ask you, Randy, where can people find you?
everywhere is just literally my name at Randy Madden, Madden.
Double D. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a philosophy of life right now that you live by? That you want to leave us with?
Don't fuck up.
Don't fuck up. That's great.
When you got something good, when you got something good and you know it's great, hold on to it for dear life and don't let go. And just be honest. Just be 100% honest with people that are around you, with your feelings and what your intentions are, and let them know up front, like what's going on. Don't bullshit. Don't like try to front and be like this cool cat and like be like all like mysterious and shit. Like that might be cool and stuff, but like not with people who you really want to be with, you know?
Sounds great, man. Could have put it better. Robert, where can they find you? Philosophy.
Okay, you can find me on Robertland Podcast everywhere, and Manila Vanilla Gorilla for President 2024. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you guys for coming. You can find me at the Manolo Everything and the Manolo Pot, and also don't forget, never underestimate how good it is to feel good.
Manolo, everybody!
The Manolo Gorilla.